thanks for joining us today for another installation of our series that we're calling Member Voices. Today, we're sitting down with Christopher Sebes, who is a partner with Results Through Strategy, to kind of understand what his contribution is in the RTN community and to give you a firsthand look at really his experience in the work groups and as a major contributor to our initiatives in the Restaurant Technology Network. So hello, Christopher.
Hi.
Thanks for joining me today.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm really happy to be here.
Great. Well, tell us a little bit about your role at Results Through Strategy and maybe just a little bit about your background, if you will.
Sure. So I lead the technology practice of Results Through Strategy. My background is about 20 years in the restaurant business as an operator and an owner of restaurants, and then more than maybe 25 years in the technology space. I built the first Windows-based point of sale, and then founded a company called Expient. We had about 35,000 restaurants when I sold that company, and then I sold it to Heartland Payments and stayed with Heartland for about 5 years through the sale of Heartland to Global, and then through the acquisition of multiple other technology companies. And now I do some consulting. I'm on the board of a small public company called Shift Pixie, and on the board of a couple of startups, Valiant, which is in the drive-through voice recognition space, and Helometer, which is in the drive-through and dining room timer AI space.
Wow, those are some cool, innovative companies.
Yeah, it's fun.
Cutting-edge technologies.
It's yeah, I mean, it's fun to work with founders. It's fun to be able to leverage what I've learned over the last 25 years and try and help people who are sort of just starting out. So it's a lot of fun. And then, you know, I spend a good amount of time with RTN. I find that really, I think the mission's really valuable. I think that, you know, our industry, we've kind of fought against making it easy for people to integrate and communicate, and so RTN is changing that. And so we've had multiple work groups to create standards that anybody can adopt. And if you adopt those standards, then you can exchange data in a very kind of documented, easy fashion, and you don't have to create a custom integration of this guy and this other guy. And you know, I did that for 20 years. It's very painful.
And so if we could turn back the clock 20 years ago and you had your hands on these standards, how would that have changed your business?
Well, it would have changed it a lot. And there was some attempt 20 years ago to create, and I can't remember what it was called, Angela, but it was, it was, I think it started as some retail standard.
Arts, like arts.
Arts.
Probably.
Yeah. Thank you for helping my Alzheimer's. Yeah, but it never took off, and nobody ever adopted it. And it would have made things a whole lot easier if I had a standard so one of the work groups that I'm engaged with is the customer work group. So, you know, it's standardizing the customer data and saying, hey, tell me, you know, give me information about this customer, and I'm going to get back the information in a format that I can understand and I can use, and I don't have to do a custom integration with this loyalty guy and that loyalty guy and this other loyalty guy. If we all adopt the RTN standard for customer data, then we're all in a level playing field. And you cannot level the playing field by putting up barriers. And that's what lots of people have done for lots of years in our industry, including me, is put up barriers to make it hard for people to integrate. And that's just wrong.
Yeah. And now you're paying your dues, because you certainly are, coming full circle by contributing to these standards groups. You're almost in every single work group that we have, contributing your expertise and knowledge. And I know that takes a lot of time.
But but I think it's about paying it. It's about paying it forward, Angela.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's about saying, well, I've been lucky. I've been moderately successful in this industry, and so the opportunity to give back something is, I enjoy that.
Yeah, and I think, it's enjoyable to be in the work groups. I mean, if you could explain just a bit about the dynamic and what kinds of tech talent do you come across in the work groups? And, how do you guys move the ball forward when you are, I mean, you've kind of gotten into kind of a good cadence of meetings, and also just a sort of a camaraderie, right, with the folks that are there that.
Yeah, so I think you have this really interesting mix of people. So you have technical talent from the operators. So you're hearing about, well, if I had this, I'd use it from the people that matter. And then you've got this cross section of different suppliers to the restaurant industry whose technical talent also participates, and you get this broad cross section of viewpoints, and it's interesting to hear somebody who's in the nutrition technology business talking about how you can make the exchange of menu data more robust and more useful if you only considered this. Well, I would never have considered that, because I don't come from that background. So it's this diverse group of people that are all volunteers, and they're all contributing and collaborating. And then typically we'll break off into a smaller group. So there might be 30 or 35 people on the menu synchronization meeting on a regular basis, even sometimes more. But then there'll be a smaller group of maybe 8, 10 people that commit to saying, okay, we're going to put in the heavy lifting, if you will, to define the standard. And then the bigger group gives feedback when you go back to the bigger group and say, okay, this is what we've come up with, what do you think? And then you get good, honest feedback that just makes it better. Right,
agreed. And if you're listening to this and you haven't been in a work group, we encourage you to look into RTN membership and come join us. The more tech talent we have involved, the better and stronger the outcome's going to be. And we are not, a closed group that's putting this information out in the industry and force feeding it. It's certainly an evolution, right? These standards will evolve as we can make them better and more robust, right? Christopher, is like if the industry gives us more feedback.
Oh yeah, I mean, I encourage you, if you're an operator, and I encourage you if you're a technologist, come and contribute, because you'll make the world a better place. Your world.
Yeah.
Not the kind of world in general. We're not going to cure world hunger, but we are going to make it easier for all of us to do business with each other. And we all know nobody wins all the business, but if you win the POS business and you can talk to the loyalty provider, or you can talk to the reporting system or the inventory system, it just makes life so much easier, and you don't have to then create some custom integration for every application that your customers might want you to integrate with.
Right. I think that's such a great point. You can focus on the innovative technology that you built in the first place. You can iterate that
Yeah,
technology to be greater
absolutely.
and greater if you're not bogged down by integration work, right?
Yeah, and your customer, the restaurant who's your customer, gets choice. And so when you have the best product for what they're looking for their needs, you're going to win that business.
Yeah.
But maybe they're very happy with their loyalty provider or their mobile ordering provider or whoever that is. And there's no reason to change. Well, you need to give them the ease that integration is just taken care of. So I encourage all my colleagues to come and listen to a meeting and sign up. You won't regret it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Christopher. Yeah, you can learn more about RTN by going to restauranttechnologynetwork.com. We have lots of technical documents there, including a menu synchronization standard that we'll be releasing to the industry. It's already live on the site and on Swagger Hub that Christopher participated in heavily. He will be joining us to announce that to the industry in a few weeks. And also you can get the Open API framework, which we just announced last week, which is right there front and center on the technical documents page on the RTN website. So we encourage you all to go and get involved. And folks like Christopher, you'll be rubbing elbows with some really great tech talent, extreme deep enterprise and just technology expertise in the restaurant tech space. So it's a really cool atmosphere of techie talent. And I've enjoyed being a part of it. And Christopher, we certainly have enjoyed it.
I have too.
So much appreciated.
Yeah, I look forward to those meetings. They're generally fun.
Well, we love to hear it, and I'm sure our fearless leader Patrick Dunphy over there will appreciate those words as well. I'll pass those on to him.
All right, please do.
Thank you, Christopher. Have a great day, and thanks for joining us today on
You too, Angela. Thanks for asking me.
See you on the next work group.
Okay.